When life feels uncertain, or you're craving change but don't know where to begin, it's often easy to spiral into all of the things you can't control. But what if you started with what you can control? Let's talk about one of my favourite coaching tools, the circle of control. Imagine 3 circles lying within each other. At the centre, you've got what you can control. That's your actions, your words, your effort, your boundaries, your behaviours, how you treat yourself and how you treat others. The next layer just around that, let's call that the circle of influence. That's your relationships, your routines at work, your reputation, whether people like you or not, or other people's actions, choices and thoughts. You can't guarantee the outcome, that's not your decision. You can't stop them thinking certain things, but you can have an impact on their behaviour and your example that you set them, how you interact with them, to try to have some sort of influence on those things. And then you've got the outer layer right round the edge, and that's all the things that you really can't control. So that's the past, the economy, the weather, traffic, comments from strangers on social media, when you were born, world peace, or even climate change. When we're stressed or stuck, our brains often camp out in either that outer circle, where we can't control things, or in the influence level, worrying about things that really are beyond our reach. And that's when overwhelm grows and motivation drops. Let's bring this to life with an example. So let's think about world peace. You spend your time thinking about how unfair the world is, how awful other people are being treated, how wrong leaders are getting it, or how scary the world is becoming. You could end up feeling angry, sad, frustrated, and even disillusioned. Now, let's move into the circle of influence just inside that. Here, you might do things like write to your local MP to share your views, sign petitions on causes that concern you, or speak up on matters that are really important to you to encourage others to act too. You might have some success here, but you're also spending lots of energy convincing and trying to win people over. Let's move in further to that centre circle, the circle of control. Here, you could do things like leading by example, acting in ways that show what you believe in. Perhaps you could set up a local community initiative. Perhaps you could volunteer for a group or cause you care about, fundraise for them. Perhaps you could boycott certain companies that don't stand for what you believe in, or even work in a role where you feel like you can make a difference. All of these actions you put you back in control. They help you feel like you can create some level of change, even if it's small, towards what you believe in. Now, this doesn't mean pretending everything's fine or ignoring the real challenges. I'm not suggesting that at all. If we all felt like that, if we all acted like that, nothing would ever change and things would get worse, if anything. But it means choosing to focus your energy where you can actually really make a difference, which is really empowering, really grounding, makes you feel like you're doing something. And this shift has huge benefits, both for our mental health and well-being, but also because it helps us to start taking action, because the steps feel smaller and more manageable. And you know what? If all of us take those small steps, they add up to bigger change. So what can you do to move away from that place of overwhelm with what's going on in your life? I suggest you start by noticing where you're going to spend your energy. What are you thinking about? Are you trying to change someone's opinion? Do you keep replaying past conversations or situations? Are you waiting for circumstances to be perfect before you act? I know a lot of us do that. Each time you catch yourself doing one of these things or something similar, gently bring your focus back to that inner circle. Your choices, your mindset. What can your next small action be? If you'd like to try this for yourself, grab yourself a notebook or a piece of paper and draw out those 3 circles inside each other and list what's in each one today. Just today. You might be surprised by how much is still within your control, even when life feels messy or uncertain. By focusing on those, that's where you start to see real change. If you'd like some support applying these tools, just like these ones that I've talked about today, to your own life and your own career and your own situations, well, that's just the kind of work I do through my coaching. So if you've been thinking about making a change or just want to feel a bit more balanced and in control again, you're very welcome to reach out for a chat. You'll find all the links in the description below. And if you'd like more simple tools like this, then please do subscribe to my channel, where I'll be talking about more in the coming weeks. Or check out last week's video, when you know what you want, but you don't know how to start, where to go. They go hand in hand. Have a great week.